Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Super Game Brothers podcast, a weekly podcast all about board games and video games where we talk this fast, always and never stop. Devin, how are you doing?
Doing super good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good as well. It's it's crazy to see you here again. I never thought that we would stop.
Yeah, it was Wednesday, and I just decided I'd drive over here, and here we are.
Yeah. Yep. No, we don't usually talk that fast. In all actuality, I'm a pretty slow talker, but it is fun to be here for another episode. This is episode number 51.
Oh, 1 week off of the 1 year.
Yeah. Wowza. Which is crazy. Crazy. And I feel like it's been a pretty boring week for me, to be honest. Been really busy at work, and other than the usual, a fun time at Topgolf Monday night, not much else going on for me. Anything fun for you, Devin?
I went and saw my grandparents.
Last weekend?
I did, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Drove 3 hours, went and saw them. It's an interesting thing as you get older. You see them aging, you see your parents aging.
It is weird.
And you go to a place that you used to spend as a kid with your cousins, and then no one goes there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that part was sad, but ultimately it was a wonderful trip. I had the whole house to ourselves. But it was extremely windy, extremely snowy, but very sentimental vacation. Watched a lot of movies, but couldn't do anything outside because there was half a foot of snow there. So
yep. Well, that's cool. I didn't know you went up there. That's fun. Yeah, it is crazy. Life just slowly rolls on. Like, Dad's gonna be 60 next year. Like, that's nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
That is nuts.
And I feel like I'm gonna be 60 in just a few minutes as well. So I don't know. It is crazy.
It's odd. Life is very long, yet very short.
Yeah, it's a weird paradox.
That's super odd.
Now that our grandparents are like halfway retired, were they around more, or are they still busy doing stuff?
Oh yeah. They be watching all the shows now. Taking more naps, working 2 days a week.
Cool.
Vibing. I mean, they were throwing money around. I made a joke. I was like, "Oh, we just giving money out around here? We just show up at a specific time. We just get money." They're like, "Go get yourself some lunch. Here's 40."
Wow.
Like, oh shoot. Okay. No, retiring has its benefits. I guess if you do it right, I need to figure that out.
Yeah, Social Security, and they sold their business, and they work there a couple days a week, just kind of helping out. So they're probably feeling all right.
I would imagine so. Yeah,
and
having so much free time.
Yeah,
going from like 40 to 50 hours a week to 14 hours a week, maybe.
Yeah. That'd be a weird change.
While I was up there, they were talking about a lawn house, which is a shed to anyone else.
I was going to say, I don't know what that word means.
Yeah, so I had to decipher that. There was a shed near their old business, and inside the shed, I guess, are figurines from games and shows and movies. Like some, I guess, might be like a foot tall. From like the 70s and 80s.
Wow.
From our parents
growing
like
up.
Our
uncles and our stuff?
And a lot of it's our dads. And so they said we get to go through there on Memorial Day, and I'm going to find some cool stuff for the stream room.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be cool. Maybe we'll run into something crazy. Like Grandpa was just buying Pokemon cards in the 90s and getting all these Charizards graded, and he's got some level 10s.
Yeah, honestly. If we can just find something in there worth a lot of money, then we're good.
Then we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can just, stream all day and not be worried about it. That would be fun. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got up there. Idaho is a funky place, but it's a...
yeah, it is.
It's a vibe, too, though. I like kind of the Western kind of feel to it, like wide open spaces, very quiet and dark at night. It's cool. But it's very different than living kind of in the suburbs. So, well, that's cool, Devin. That's a good weekend. I'm hoping to get up there soon as well. Anything else new for you?
I went with a different facial haircut this time. Instead of letting the hair come up by the sideburns, you
Okay.
cut it from like the side of your mouth, kind of diagonal down to your jawline. It's called the Italian.
Wow.
So I did that.
I've never tried that. I don't think I could pull that off.
Yeah, yours goes. See how yours goes up?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just went like down, which works for me because I don't get much hair up on my cheeks.
Mine is like white over there, so maybe that would be worth trying.
Yeah, I say you do it. I say you do it before your big trip.
Yeah, just tonight. I'll just do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, not too much new with me, I don't think. Been busy. Been streaming a lot of games and trying to fix technical issues, which seem to never fully go away.
Yeah, we almost like worship these computers nowadays. We have them in our pockets all the time. AI is like the hot new thing that everybody loves, but computers do be having problems too.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh. Shocking.
Yeah. Cool. Well, like you mentioned, I'm going on a trip tomorrow for 3.5 days. I'm going like on a golf trip about 4 hours away, so kind of had to rush this episode in tonight. I'm probably looking extra tired, been busy at work, I'm packing stuff. It's gonna be fun. Utah has snow right now, like in the Salt Lake Valley, but we're going down to St. George, kind of down near Las Vegas, and it's quite a bit warmer down that way. Got the nice red rocks. They have lots of golf courses down there. We're not playing any like expensive ones. They're pretty budget-friendly ones, but they do have very fancy ones down there. There's actually one that my friend who's going likes to go to when he can, called Black Desert. And there was a PGA Tour event there, I think a couple years ago. So it's like a super nice course. He did a round there last week, because he was down there last week. It's $375 for 18 holes. But you show up, and it's basically like they show up 3 hours before their tee time, and then it's just unlimited, whatever you want. Unlimited practice, unlimited food. So he's just out there like putting and the driving range as much as he wants, coming back, getting food and stuff. And then when your tee time starts, one of their own course caddies goes with your group and is like the caddy that like helps you and drives the cart and stuff. So it's like a very high end kind of vibe there. But he said it's amazing, but $375 that's a pretty penny for a round of golf.
Yeah, I feel like you would go there, and after the massage, you would eat, and yeah, just a lot of luxuries for that much money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you get like a new golf club. They wash your car while you're away. You know, that does seem like what would happen.
You should do your taxes too.
Do your taxes. They actually do a full day's work for you, so you don't have to. It's crazy.
That is nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
But you're not going to that one.
No, we're not. We're going to much more kind of beginner and just cheap city courses. So it'll be fun. Excited about it. And then we're actually going down there the following week.
Yeah, we all will be down there in the hot part of Utah in about 10 days from now.
Yeah,
something
I think
like
so.
That.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, that's coming fast.
Back-to-back weeks. It'll be fun. Cool. Well, Devin, let's get right into Super Movie Brothers. I don't have too much this week. I'm not going to say anything more other than Reacher Season 3, still like it. And Severance, still love it. So watch both of those. The new episodes last week were good. Lacey and I did finish that animated Lord of the Rings movie, War of the Rohirrim, just last night, actually. And I don't know. I liked it. I think I have the same issues that I mentioned last week. It's pretty good. Animation's pretty. Some of the dialogue is cringe. I feel like they tried too hard to make it almost the exact same story as like the Two Towers and pull in way too many of the exact same quotes. And even like how the battle at the end ends is like very reminiscent of past Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies. So at the end, we were both like, it was good. It was okay. It was fine. It was good. But I didn't love it.
I didn't finish it.
Okay. And that's, I think that's a review in and of itself. That's not a great sign.
It's hard for me sometimes to get fully immersed in animation.
Yeah.
And especially
in the right mood, kind of.
Yeah, especially when the animation isn't meant to look like super real.
Yeah.
It's very something.
It is hard. I feel like a lot of people connect more with like a computer animation like Despicable Me and, or in more of this space, things like Arcane, which I thought was also very pretty, but I love hand-drawn animation like that movie and like Studio Ghibli and a lot of the Disney movies growing up, like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and that kind of thing. I like hand-drawn probably better, but I do think it's slowly becoming less and less favorable or popular with like the general audience. So I get that. So yeah, it was okay. Other than that, Lacey and I started the 4th season of Barry, since we have Max right now. We'd seen the first 3, but it had been a while. Really like Bill Hader. I think he does surprisingly well in this show as like a dramatic role. It's a pretty dark and gritty show, so just know that. But yeah, I don't know. Good. We've only watched the first episode so far of season 4, but there was a huge twist at the end of season 3 that kind of I wasn't expecting. So kind of picking up the pieces after that. So that's kind of what we've been watching, mostly all on Max. And then hopping back to Apple TV and Prime for Reacher and Severance. But
I'm also caught up on Reacher. There's only 2 episodes left in the season. Right. So I'm there as well. I started a movie on Hulu because I had seen that it had reviewed well. It was like called Anora or something.
Oh yeah.
I shut it off fast.
You shut it off fast?
The show was pretty dirty.
Oh, funny. Yeah, it won. I saw an article. This is a tangent, so sorry not to derail you. Keep your thought. But I saw an article today that's like an independent movie, kind of. I think about like a prostitute, if I'm not mistaken. The movie cost like $5 million to make, and then I didn't realize this was a thing. They spent $18 million in marketing and like sending, I don't even know what, marketing for the Oscars, which I think is like sending the movie to people they know that are in the Academy on the board that votes and stuff. And I don't know if that's commercials and stuff during like prime time for the Oscars as well. So they spent like 3 times the movie's budget just on marketing, hoping to win as many Oscars as they could. And then they ended up being the movie that won the most Oscars.
Really?
Which is kind of crazy. Made me kind of rethink like my whole affinity for the Oscars. I'm like, man, can you just buy like the victory? Because I haven't seen the movie. It might be great, but
the older I get, the less valid sometimes I think a lot of these things are.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to be a negative Nancy toward anything because I think they're exciting. It's fun to get people together and give awards. That's cool.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, oh, as a kid, I just kind of believed everything. I thought Santa won an Oscar one time, but
right.
I don't know. But anyways, so I also watched a movie with Gerard Butler called Plane.
Oh, we almost watched that. How was it?
I was entertained enough.
Okay.
The whole time. Yeah, decent.
Crashes in an airplane and there's like a dude that's supposedly going to prison there with him or whatever, and then he has to like let him out of his handcuffs and he has to help him like save all the passengers from some wicked people or something.
Yeah, the way the place that he had to I don't want to spoil anything, but the place that they end up was the wrong place to end up. So you don't want to end up there.
Yeah, don't end up there.
It's a bad idea. I watched one other movie which they spent $320 million to make, called Electric State with Chris Pratt. And
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown. Yes.
Is it on Netflix?
It is. Yes.
That is some budget. Holy cow.
Yes. That movie's getting a lot of hate, but as I was telling people today, I finished the movie and I looked at our brother and I said, I really enjoyed myself watching that. That was a lot of fun. I was like, that was the perfect movie to watch. So maybe if you're going into it as a critic of some sort, it doesn't check all the boxes, but it was fun. It had the fun level of Ready Player One, kind of. Like,
okay.
It just, in its own way. Ready Player One's much better. Ready Player One is so deep and so good, and the fact that you haven't seen it makes me not even want to do this podcast with you.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
But no, Electric State was enjoyable.
Okay.
Unique.
I need to watch it. We don't have Netflix at the moment, and so we kind of hop in and out when there's something we want to watch. But
that's it for me, though.
I do like Chris Pratt a lot. I feel like he elevates almost everything he's in, so I don't even mind that he's like sometimes maybe in too much. He's kind of at the Rock status sometimes. I'm like, are you in every movie? Like when they announced he was Mario, I was like, are you kidding me? But then he was great as Mario, so I'm like, I just trust you forever, I guess. So yeah, I really like him. I'm kind of so on Millie Bobby Brown, but she's good as 11, so we'll give her that.
Yeah.
Cool, Devin. Well, with that, we're going to hop out of Super Movie Brothers and hop into the show. This is a weekly podcast, which means we do it every week.
Wow.
Yeah. We're just about at a year. We do have a Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers, where you can get early access to the show, right into the show, and all kinds of other perks. You can also just follow the Patreon completely for free, and you can also watch episodes on YouTube just a little bit later. So make sure to check that out. Again, that's patreon.com/supergamebrothers. And we also have a giveaway going on our website. That's supergamebrothers.com. And it's our biggest giveaway yet. A few different board games in kind of a bundle, or a gaming gift card of $100, which is that's not insignificant.
No, it's fun to go toward, I think.
You could buy Assassin's Creed and Animal Well and Balatro probably for that, and then play only Animal Well and Balatro because they're better. Just kidding. Assassin's Creed might be great, but you can buy quite a bit of stuff for $100. So make sure to join that giveaway. All right, Devin, we are back here on our faces, and in the first kind of segment of our show, we go over new games to subscription services. So I don't know what I did. We're going right back to the screen, actually. And so we're going to look first at new games to Board Game Arena, the website that lets you play board games online. They have over 1,000 games there. 2 new ones in the last week. This one is called Crafting the Cosmos, and it says it's a strategic board game where you step into the role of interstellar architects. It looks like it's a bit of a medium weight kind of complexity game. They have a bit of a explanation here. Place stars out on the board, create proto-life, use energy cards, complete universal goals. It was published by Office Dog, and I feel like they've done a couple other pretty popular games. I'm trying to I think I have 1 or 2 of theirs, but now that I'm looking, I thought I knew which one it was, and it wasn't that. So look them up and see what other games they have. The next one is called Toy Battle MOBA. Oh, wait, no, it's just called Toy Battle. And subtitle here, MOBA and Tower Defense Style. I'm actually kind of excited about this one because it was designed by Paolo Mori and with a co-designer, and I think Paolo Mori does excellent stuff. In this game, it seems pretty simple. You put troops down, and you can put them down if they're within line of sight or something from some of your other troops, and you can take over bases if the troop power that you put down is stronger than the troop power that your opponent is playing with. And so you're just kind of trying to take over this kind of toy battle. Kind of weird looking, not weird, not the right word. Cute, I would say, art style. You got a T-Rex with a rocket launcher, or lava cannon. I don't know what that is. shooting out of his mouth. So there's some craziness going on, but seems kind of fun. So those are the 2 new ones on Board Game Arena since last week.
PlayStation will be later, but we do have news for Xbox.
That's right. Yep.
That is right. And it's coming up to you right here.
Second phase of games coming to Game Pass for the month of March. And there's quite a few, actually. So going through those. First one is, I think we mentioned it last week, but it's available now, and that's 33 Immortals. We did mention that one last week, so I'll just go through that. Pass that one pretty quick. Okay, Octopath Traveler 2 will be on Game Pass Standard on the 19th. That's a pretty famous JRPG with kind of this cool pixel art. It looks really cool. I don't know if the gameplay is for me, but a lot of people really like that one. I think even more than the first one. Train Sim World 5, also on the 19th. The rails are yours in Train Sim World 5. I've actually never heard of a Train Sim World game, but there's 5 of them.
It's nice that they finally give you the rails in that one.
That's true, yeah. Before, the rails were not yours. So there you go. Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island on March 20th. You're shipwrecked on a lost mythical island. As Alex, the backpacker, you must befriend the forgotten gods of Greek mythology and restore their memories. There you go. The Blizzard Arcade Collection includes 5 classic games, including Blackthorn, The Lost Vikings, The Lost Vikings 2, Rock and Roll Racing, and RPM Racing. And then I think the big one for the end of the month on the 27th is Atomfall. And this is a day one with a Game Pass game. It's only on Ultimate, not on Standard. And so were the last couple that I just mentioned. Or actually just the last one. Nope, Blizzard Arcade Collection and Mythwreck, the last 2. Atomfall is a survival action game inspired by real events set 5 years after the Windscale nuclear disaster in northern England. It does look pretty cool. I've watched a little bit of gameplay, and it kind of gives me like Fallout vibes a little bit.
Maybe I would like it.
So I want to look into it a little bit more. I think it is coming to PlayStation as well. It's just not included with a subscription like it is here on Game Pass. There's also a change to Game Pass Core. They're adding 3 new games on March 26th, and at least 2 of them are bangers. And I've heard pretty good things about one of the other one. So you've got Arkham Knight. Thought I would scroll and they'd be right here, but they're not. Arkham Knight, the 3rd game in the Batman trilogy by Rocksteady. Excellent game. And Tunic is one of the coolest, what would you even call that? Like isometric arcade games with a really cool system of how you learn the world with the game. Slowly you find pages to an instruction manual that slowly fill in like the lore. Excuse me, the lore and like the different special abilities and stuff. I loved that part of the game. Tunic's awesome. And Monster Sanctuary, I think, is kind of like Pokemon. It says train and battle monsters. Monster Sanctuary. So, if you got Game Pass, there's quite a few things there. Also some extra stuff for Apex Legends and EA Sports, WRC.
Awesome.
So there you go.
There's nothing new for Nintendo, Prime Gaming, or Apple Arcade for now, but we have a free game from Epic Games.
Yes, sir.
Would you ever guess
I wouldn't.
what it is?
Oh, I wouldn't if I didn't already know what it was. I don't want to confirm my 2-factor right now, though. Please just go. There we go.
No way, it just let you through.
Yeah, that was lucky. I feel like they've given this one away before. Oh, maybe not, because I don't have it in my Epic library. But Jurassic World Evolution 2, which has a really cool trailer. I've actually played this one for a couple of hours. It's a lot more like Roller Coaster Tycoon, or Dinosaur Tycoon, or whatever that one was called. You're building a park and building fences, and you use this helicopter to go like fly over, and then you shoot a tranquilizer dart at the dinosaurs and then transport them to their pens, and then you have to hire security and stuff.
Is it like always top down, or are you like in the park sometimes?
I think you have like free control of the camera. So when you're controlling the helicopter, you're kind of looking at it from above. And then when you're managing things from a really high level, like changing fences and stuff, then it's pretty zoomed out. But I think you can zoom pretty far in and like watch the people like go through your park or the park workers. You can kind of see, so you can kind of control the camera a little bit. It is cool that you can get that zoomed in, but you're not like controlling a single worker in the game. You're kind of the godlike entity, kind of pushing buttons and making things move around. So cool idea. I don't know if that kind of game is for me. It's just a time sink. But if you like building things and are creative, like and like dinos, I guess, then that would be very cool. All right, I think that's it for new games to subscription services. For what we're playing, Devin, I'll go pretty quick. Well, you know, I might not actually, but I'll let you take some more time since you're playing a bigger game, I think. But just another week where I've played quite a bit of Balatro. I said last week that I was getting close to having a 1,000,000 point hand, and I finally did. I had some. It's crazy, like the combinations you can make with the jokers and stuff. I actually had a 14,000,000 point hand. So I got the trophy for 1,000,000, but the next trophy I think is a 100,000,000 point hand. So still lots to learn. I love the game so much. It's so excellent.
Did you 3D print yourself a trophy for accomplishing this?
I didn't, but I was thinking I might do that and probably like historically 3D print myself a trophy for every trophy I have on PSN.
I think it's a fantastic idea. Yeah,
Okay.
you should do just a card shaped trophy that's just flat and with your own little Joker designed on it. It'd be sick.
And I could put them all in like a little book of little flat trophies.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. Anyways, Balatro, amazing. I already told you. Every week for the last year, basically. And then last week, we were talking about the new games that were free with Amazon Prime this month. And I was like, oh yeah, I bought that one on PlayStation just a couple of months ago. And that's The Forgotten City. And so I actually started this one, and I probably played 10 hours. I played quite a bit. This game started as a Skyrim mod, I guess. I didn't know that, but while I was looking into it, that's what it said. And without giving away too much of like the story or anything, basically you wake up and you're in this kind of isolated little city, and I think there's about 25 other people there, and none of you really know how you got there. But there's like writing everywhere, and all these what appear to be people that are like frozen solid in gold. And there's this one rule like written all over on all of the walls. It's the many shall suffer for the sins of the one. And if anyone commits a sin, a single sin, theft, he gave a list when you're talking to this guy at the beginning, then everyone basically will turn to gold and die in the game. So you're kind of in a time loop as well. It's a puzzle game where you're talking to all these 20 people and you're trying to figure out why you're there, where you are, and the reason that you're there is kind of important for the time loop. And you're trying to figure out who is about to break the golden rule and commit a sin so that you can stop it so that all of you won't die. But if you do, you're able to like, without giving away any of the story, you like run to this magic portal before you die and you like loop back to the beginning. I've actually really liked it. There's a lot of talking in the game, but luckily you can kind of skip through lines pretty fast. So I read them a little bit faster than like the NPC says them. So I'll like just read it and then skip the line, and so you can go through the dialogue pretty quick. And the little like city you're in is actually pretty cool. It's like well connected, and you get shortcuts later on and things like that. So it's actually been really fun. There's some cool like aha moments in the game. I've really liked it so far. I think there's 4 or 5 endings. I've only gotten one of them so far, one of the earlier ones. But yeah, really enjoyed it. That's the Forgotten City. If you like puzzle games and you don't mind a bit of dialogue, because you do talk to a lot of different people. But since you're looping back through time, that could get very like annoying, because if you had to like re-talk to everybody every loop, but it's pretty smart in how it handles that. So you don't have to like start over every conversation with everyone every loop. They have like little shortcuts that work around that. So it's pretty cool. I like it. That's the Forgotten City. Again, it's free with Amazon Prime at some point this month of March 2025. So you can play it totally for free if you have Prime. Or if not, I think I got it on sale for like $10 or something. So it's a fun one. I'd recommend it. That's it for me, Devin. Kind of a new random one that I just...
Very unique game.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. This probably won't take you to the right link, but you can get there.
We'll see. What were you on? Just this one?
It's just, I don't know. It's just a link that was in here.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's what I put in there. Yep. Let me up that quality though. That's looking.
So as you can see, I have continued playing The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and can't say enough good things about the game. I won't say anything bad. All good things. First off, I look amazing.
I do like your outfit.
We went with a Lucha Libre type outfit that glows in the dark. There it is. And we dyed it yellow. And we look like a yellow Power Ranger. I think the most beautiful thing about this game is you can do most sections any way you want to play them.
Mm-hmm.
The mechanics are so vast that you can kind of try and try again.
Mm-hmm.
And do things in a way that wasn't intended. I was watching a girl play the game today, and she was supposed to fix a bridge, which was part of a mission. She's like, well, I don't really want to do the mission. I'm just going to build a bridge out of 22 logs. And she fused all these logs together, and I don't even think it completed the mission.
Funny.
But she was able to get where the bridge was going to go at this point and just bypass the mission and the rewards for it and just continue. And that is the gist of this game: is play it however you want, in whatever order you want, sell whatever you want, focus on money or focus on being a hoarder with your items, fight or don't fight, run past enemies. I mean, so many things I did in technically a wrong order, but I'm still progressing in the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's no right or wrong to the game. The mechanics and physics are very accurate and very good. I will say one thing bad, actually, and it's not really bad, but the Switch controls are outrageous. It's just... The controls could be a little bit better in the game, but the game is so dang good. I have a hard time believing that I will play a game this year that I enjoy more than this.
Yeah, just watching you play it, I thought the same thing. Like, man, I should just play that again and not even worry about any like new games coming out this year. It's just really cool. It's like, it's so much freedom that it's almost like crazy. They basically just like built this big world, and they're like, what cool abilities are we going to give this derpy little dude? Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, we'll let him build whatever he wants, and kind of has this magnet power. Oh, and we'll let him ascend through the bottom of whatever he wants to. Oh, and then okay, just go. But then it like
pretty much.
Then it all like just perfectly works together too. They are smart about like where they put things and make sure the story progresses as well. It's so cool.
Oh, it's crazy. Just accidentally, many different times you'll just run to an area randomly, and it's like, oh, I needed to go here for 2 other missions.
Mm-hmm.
This is perfect. So I'll kill 2 or 3 birds with 1 stone on accident.
Yep.
It is laid out in such a good way. I have a really hard time believing someone else can make a game this well.
I know.
Like, I feel like it's made just as good and in depth as like Elden Ring, or maybe better.
Yeah, you know? I think like I like this system and this world better than Elden Ring's like world, and even though I really liked that as well. Mm-hmm. Even though Elden Ring basically was like, wow, Breath of the Wild's cool. That's like such a cool amount of freedom. What if we did that with Dark Souls? And that's why everyone liked it.
Yeah.
But Elden Ring's combat, it's hard to say better. It's different. It's Dark Souls.
Yes, I enjoy Dark Souls combat better than this game. It feels a little more fast, and you have a little more control of your character, I would say.
Yeah.
The camera panning in Zelda is too slow for me. I think I've ramped it all the way up.
Yeah, it is kind of slow.
And so you can tell that it is also targeted to the younger audience as well, because you can't make this game too hard, or these young people will never beat it.
Yeah,
but some of the parts are extremely tough.
They are.
You have to learn specific bosses. I got really frustrated on some bosses. I was like, okay, everything else hasn't been this difficult to kill. I haven't really had to focus on combat. Combat was the weak point of the game, but now that we are to 50% through the story at this crucial moment, I need to know exactly how to parry, exactly how to dodge correctly, and item swap fast, and pan my camera and all this stuff. It was pretty frustrating, but I think that the game is so good, and everyone should play it. And this is probably old news to anybody because the game's been out for a long time now.
I think it's about 2 years now at this point, but I'm really excited to see what how this runs on the Switch 2. My guess is they're gonna have like a upgraded version of this for the launch of the Switch 2. Hopefully it'll be like either free or like a $10 upgrade for people that do have the this base version. But it would be really cool, like just running into those shrines where you can kind of like see through the door. If you could just like run right in, and there was like no load and anything.
And I'm sure we've talked about this, but like roughly when will the Switch 2 come out?
We don't know for sure. Their presentation where they're going to announce it fully beyond just that little video, 2-minute video they released, I think is on April 3rd or 4th or something. So it's in just a couple weeks. Most people think it will be out like probably in May, June, or July.
I haven't purchased a Nintendo item in years and years and years, but I may buy this, especially if it's an OLED screen and the specs are a bit better.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I do think the specs will be better.
Ditch the OLED screen. I'm going to hook it to a different screen anyways.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they'll go with a cheap screen, an LCD, and then later come out with an OLED version that they can sell for more money. Just kind of going by Nintendo's historicals, but yeah, if this could even run at like 1440 instead of 1080, like that would help it look just a bit sharper. And yeah, so good. Love Tears of the Kingdom. I'm glad that you've liked it. I know you liked Breath of the Wild, but this one is I feel like this is the game that Breath of the Wild wanted to be. It was just like 7 years earlier, and so they couldn't quite like do it all the same way yet. I still have Breath of the Wild is like a very special place in my heart because it was like the first like big open world Zelda game like this. But this one is better in like every way.
It is, yeah. Like I was telling you before we started today, I make things in my head harder than they need to be, and I think that's why I neglected this game. I looked at this and was like, it's so much. Yeah. It's so much of everything. Because you can really dive into this. You could have 300 cooked meals in your inventory, unless they cap it.
I don't know if
and you could focus on food, or collecting animals, or decking out your horse, or this or that, or this or that. 100 different things. And I've realized you don't have to do the parts of it you don't want to do.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
That makes it cool.
Yep, just watching you play is quite a bit different than how I played. For example, I didn't make a single elixir ever.
I only did because people were telling me I should.
And then I had quite a few horses and used the horse stables quite a bit to like swap what horse I was using.
I never use horses.
I didn't use the horse a ton either. I think it's more fun to just run around. But again, Breath of the Wild was like so revolutionary in that like I think it had been done before in some like The Witcher 3 or something, but like your horse will auto run down a trail like towards the next city if you're like on a trail, and so it is like a cool vibe being on the horse, but it's more fun to just play and not be on it. That's cool, Devin. I'm I'm glad you like it. It'll be sad when it's over.
Oh, I agree.
You never know like how complete do you go? Like once you've beat Ganondorf and kind of seen the end, is that it, or I don't know. We'll leave that up to you. But I guess last question I have for you: have you fought a Gleeok yet?
No, but we finally saw 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
2 of them were electric. The third was ice.
Okay.
And for anybody that doesn't know what that is, I don't know that I should tell you. Most people probably know what that is.
I think they do by now.
It's basically a 3-headed dragon. That's what I'm gathering. I didn't dare run up to the thing.
Yep, it is. I think it's a boss in, I think, the original Legend of Zelda, or it might be Link to the Past. One of those two was a 3-headed dragon. And so it's kind of cool that they're using a similar character here. I never beat a Gleeok. I think they're tough. I've seen people wreck them. But they're pretty tough because they fly around and they're big and they do a lot of damage and 3 heads that are all attacking you. So I don't know. They are pretty tough. That's cool. All right, Devin. Well, I think that's it for the video games that we have been playing this week.
We've slacked in the board game department.
We have. It's mostly been my fault. I've just been too busy, and we had been doing our Dice Throne Missions campaign, and we didn't quite have enough time today to do another one. But moving on to what we're looking forward to, I am looking forward to a couple board games. We'll come back to them in just a second, but for video games, I think for me it's just the same old. I'll be playing Balatro, Kill Knight, and finishing up the Forgotten City probably. And for you, it's probably about the same. Finish Zelda, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the only thing on my mind.
Yeah.
And fix my computer.
Yeah.
Those 2 things.
Computer. Yeah. Yep. That's a good idea as well. Cool. For big games that came out this week, I think it's Assassin's Creed Shadows and MLB The Show and Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I think are the 3 big ones. None of those are probably for me. I do think Assassin's Creed Shadows looks cool, but
it's like Zelda. You're going to want to put a lot of time aside, I think, if you want to fully enjoy the game.
I think so too. I think they have said this one they have made smaller and more focused than like the last 3 or 4, which is good news to me. But
I would agree.
That's not a game I want to pay full price for, though. So I'll wait till it's pretty discounted. But I might try that one eventually. So yeah, no video games that I'm gonna buy probably this week.
I've had someone recommend that I try the new Indiana Jones game. They said it's free on Game Pass still, potentially.
I think it is, yeah. It's a team that Xbox owns, so it might be free on Game Pass like forever.
So I've thought about, finding that $1 trial.
Oh yeah.
Again, and seeing if I can get my computer to crash.
That one does come to a PlayStation soon. And so once that one's on sale, I'll probably get that too, because I do want to try it. I think it's the same team that made what's it called? Wolfenstein, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it Dishonored? I think it's the Wolfenstein team. But it's supposed to be really good. So, I don't know. I'll try that as well. All right, Devin, for board games, there's 2 that I'm excited about. One of them I just got on Monday. And it's Apothebakery. We talked about it last week. I did an unboxing for it. Has really cool pieces, acrylic, like potions and stuff like that. I'm hoping to play it after I get back from my trip. And then other than that one, Devin, we did get, going down to the table, we got our 2 character packs for Dice Throne Missions that I'm pretty excited about. So we're actually going to come back up to our faces for a second, and we're going to do a live gaming top-down unboxing of these. We're basically just going to open them, look at the pieces, and show them to the camera on the podcast. So that'll be kind of crazy, because I want to see what's inside anyways.
And the listeners, do they just pretend like they can see them?
Yeah, listeners pretend, and we'll tell you how cool they look. When, watch the video later, I guess. Or I don't know. I could edit this part out, but I don't know. I'm
Yeah, we
not
could
really
also
sure.
make it its own video. Yeah, all the things.
Exactly. Yep. So we're going to come up to our faces for just a second, and then I'm going to say, welcome to this 2-player unboxing of Marvel Dice Throne X-Men. Devin and I are going to be unboxing both of these sets kind of together simultaneously in kind of a less structured unboxing than I usually do here on the channel. We're actually doing it live on the podcast, so make sure to check that out, our weekly podcast. So I'll be opening this box. Devin will be opening box number 2, and we'll just show you all of the pieces and the dice, just kind of in quick fashion, because we want to get in there and see what they look like as well, so we can use them in Dice Throne missions.
Did we get the marble dice?
I think they do have the full marble dice. Yeah.
I wish they would come with one extra each so I could like take one home as a collectible.
Yeah, that would be cool. You can put them on a nice little necklace.
I'm down. Yeah.
All right, so let's go down to the table and we'll open these up. All right, this is going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze. I'm just on the screen here, Devin, but you can see I've got Iceman, Psylocke, Storm, and Wolverine in my box.
I got Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue, and Jean Grey.
Nice. All right, inside the box here, you've got a rule book. Looks like in both of them. Both of them have some punch outs with different status effect tokens and the players' standees, which will be nice. We'll use those in Dice Throne missions when we do our 4th playthrough of one of those missions here in the coming weeks. So those will be cool. Looks like you also, in this version, which isn't the fancy battle chest, this is like the retail version, you build your own dials. So we'll be setting those up as well before we start. Those dials do look cool. Who's your favorite of these 8 X-Men, Devin?
I want to say Cyclops. I feel bad for Cyclops.
Because he can't take those glasses off?
Yeah, but I always love like the girl superheroes. I think they're cool. But I don't know enough about them. I kind of know Jean from the movies.
Yeah, and
Rogue. I think I've seen Rogue in like one of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what she be doing.
I always thought Gambit was cool, but I didn't really understand what his power was. Is it just like sleight of hand? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Anyways. All right. Now, both of us are going to have 4 player boards and some dice and some cards, but I don't know that we'll look at every card.
Do you have Psylocke over there?
There is Psylocke over here, yeah.
Oh, and Storm.
Yep. Huh. Very cool looking. All right. We're going to kind of do this simultaneously, so it'll be
3 of mine fell out.
Look at that.
Unreal.
Yeah, right out of the punch board. First thing you'll notice, Devin, in the retail box, these are just flat. They don't have that fold in them because they don't have those fancy little...
I'm going to be honest, I kind of like it.
I was going to say the same thing. I like how flat they are because the other ones kind of do have a little...
It's harder to film them when they're bending.
That too. So I like the flat look. I do like those little battle trays, though, that have all the pieces in one. A little hard to fit both of them here. I'll move mine out of the way now that we've seen mine.
Yeah, we'll just take turns.
They're
Jean Grey, here you go.
Black on the back, so we won't even show the backside.
Trying to center this in the camera. She doing something cool. She's got a passive and a defensive ability.
Yeah, same with Psylocke here. Roll the manifest die. What is the manifest die?
Oh, you don't want to know.
I know, right? Looks pretty cool.
Okay, Rogue's looking good. I like Rogue. She's cool. I like her color of this board. Her character design is
I've always liked like the yellow-green.
Rogue. Yeah. Look at those yellow gloves. Cool. Those are cool.
Yeah. She's the one that if she touches you, you die, right?
Oh, cool.
With her skin. That's why she wears gloves. I'm pretty sure that's her thing.
Okay, so I have seen her in the... I know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
All right, here's Wolverine's. His looks the most straightforward. It's just attacks, no passive, and a defense.
And Gambit, he has a passive and defensive, as all of mine have so far. I'm actually surprised. I wonder what the difficulty level of these are.
Yeah, we'll look in a sec when we get to the player sheets. But all right, now the last one in my box is Storm. Also looks like a fairly straightforward one.
Ooh, and I'm liking how Cyclops looks. This is clean.
Yeah, that I like the red. He kind of looks like he's in like a sunset.
Kind of looks like he's locked in to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, here is a Psylocke's player sheet. She's a difficulty level 3. Flip it over real quick so you can see the front. There are her status effects. Yeah, she has a special die, the manifest die. That's cool. I like that idea. Yeah, so crazy. So she has 5 normal ones and then a special die.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
2 in for that. I want to try that character.
And that was a complexity of how many?
3 only, so not too bad.
Well, this one will blow your mind. This is Gambit. He has a complexity of 6.
Wow, I don't know if I have a 6.
The highest. Here's the back of his card. I don't know what's going on here. I see Ace.
Those white dice look cool, though.
Oh, those are sweet. Yeah. White dice, 3 status effects, and something called Ace cards.
Okay, here's Storm. She's a difficulty 4. And her status effects, she's got Tornado and Wind Shear. I like the clean iconography on her dice. The wind and the rain and cyclone. Cool.
Here's Cyclops, difficulty 4. Looks sweet. He's got 3 status effects. Support, Focus Fire, Battle Plan. His dice, I honestly kind of love the color. Kind of a
purple?
creamed bluish purple.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. These have been some pretty complex characters so far.
Yeah,
I wonder
you're not
if they
kidding.
know, like, they must see, like, people that buy X-Men Dice Throne are probably people that have played a lot of Dice Throne. So we can ramp up the complexity. But having said that, Wolverine is a 2 here, which makes sense. He's probably like the most popular X-Men character.
Yes.
And so anyone new to the game, that's probably who they would start with. So it makes sense to have him be kind of the simplest. He has Rage and Alpha.
Oh. Whoa. Here's Rogue, complexity of 3. Good starting point. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
They killed it with her art.
Yep,
And then she's got Skyward, Ionic Energy, Influence. She's got green dice, but...
she has a 6th die as well.
Oh, yes.
Or wait, no, she doesn't.
Oh,
That's
no,
just
yeah.
showing the 6 sides.
The dice don't look as cool on these cards. We'll show you the dice in person because they're like marbled and they look sweet.
Yeah, they do. Okay, and then last up for me is Iceman. He is a complexity level 4 and has Dice Cube, which is a funny play on words. I like that. Ice Shard, Glide, and then this thing at the bottom, Glide Path. Allows Glide to be spent to activate a second ability marked by the other end of the arrow. What?
Huh?
I want to look. Oh, wow, that is so cool. So his abilities are kind of linked together with these arrows.
Oh, wow.
And if you have that special ability,
you can
you
do
can,
a different
like,
one and jump the
you
track.
can
like
activate
Frogger.
one and activate the one it points at.
Oh, I thought it was going to be either or.
I think it said both. To activate a second ability. Yeah, marked by the other end.
Wow.
That's kind of cool.
Well, here's Jean Grey's card as the Phoenix. Complexity level 6. It looks very complex if you look here.
She's a 6 as well?
Yes.
2 6s in this.
She has
That's crazy.
4 status effects. Force Field, Acuity. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Flame Blast, Phoenix Burn. And she has an overlay for your
Wow. For your
board when something happens.
When she turns into Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, so you got these maroon dice. Looks way cool. Sorry, I'm not putting these far enough in the camera.
Huh. That is really cool. All right, we're now inside both of the boxes. Got some silica gel, the pieces to build the dials. We'll just move those out of the way. And then the decks of cards for the 4 characters. I don't know that we're going to show all of the cards. That would be a little time consuming here, but
Yeah.
there's a deck for each of the characters. And then I guess last up, let's just show the dice. Sound
Yeah.
good?
My favorite part.
Yeah. The dice in Dice Throne, with the word being in the title, it makes sense for them to be a high priority here.
These are sweet.
They are
Ooh,
cool.
those are cool.
These Iceman ones are very cool.
Those are way cool.
I think that the dice in like the Kickstarter battle chest are even more fancy than this, but I'm glad they at least kept like the what do they call them? I think it's marbled like dice for the retail version because they do look cool. So he's got sides with this ice like that. 4s and 5s do that little arrow swoosh. And 6 is a silver. Snow, like a ice.
And here's Rogues.
Snowflake.
She's got the yellow glove, which is awesome.
Those do look cool in that green.
And then the blue Michael Phelps swimmer. And Target with the bubble on it. I don't know.
Target with the bubble. All right. Next up is Storm. I actually really like the color of hers. I'm a fan of grays and blacks. And so I really like the way those look. And I do think the numbers and the symbols on those kind of pop pretty good. The white wind, blue rain, and the yellow cyclone.
And these are, I don't know whose these are. Maybe the Dark Phoenixes. Maybe these are Jean Grey's. I think. Are they?
If you flip her thing over, it should show you.
They are.
Yep.
So we've got some fire, a yellow Christmas tree, and blue bubbles. I don't know. They're sweet. Kind of a maroon burgundy.
And here are Wolverines. I kind of like the yellow as well, to be honest. I've liked
those
all.
are probably my favorite out of all of these.
Really, I've liked all of these dice so far. I might like Gambits the least, but we haven't shown you those yet, so you'll see those in a sec. All right, he's got the black slash, the red. What is that red symbol? Not even exactly sure. And then I like his 6. It's a blue. What would you call that? His cowl? His mask?
Shoot.
Very cool.
Did you call it a cowl because it looks like an owl?
Isn't that what they call Batman's thing? His cowl?
Oh, I don't know.
Like his
helmet.
mask helmet thing?
Okay. So I'm going to show you Gambits now, if I can flip them over to the right things. We've got, they're very interesting. They're almost white. You can't really tell in the camera too well, but they are marbled. You've got a black spade, red heart, and an orange something. What is this?
I like the...
And a purple baton.
Yeah. I really like the iconography on his. I wish the dice were a little more white.
Instead of gray.
Instead of like a light gray. I think it would pop more. But they're still cool. All right, and then here are Psylocke's. She has the 5 regular dice here in kind of this pink. She's got a white side, a green side, a black side, and a yellow side.
Dude, those are sweet.
And then here is her 6th die.
Oh, shoot.
Which it looks like it has the same symbols on it. It's just the purple special die that she uses on special occasions, I guess. I like those.
All of your dice have been so cool. I would say Storms are the least cool in that box. Because Iceman's and Wolverines, I love yellows. Those pink ones are way cool. Mm-hmm. I think out of mine, these are my favorite. I'm about to show them. These are Cyclops. Did I already show Cyclopses? I don't think so.
I think you did.
Did I?
Well, maybe you didn't. Who did you show? You showed Dark Phoenixes. You showed Rogues. Did you show... Oh, yeah, and you showed Gambits. So, yeah, these...
Okay, yeah.
I thought they would be more purple than blue, but they're very...
These are sweet. Look at that color.
They're very blue.
These are very blue. Kind of looks like Hot Wheels with the orange symbol. You've got an orange satchel or a backpack, a yellow fist, and a red beam of death.
Ah.
Those are cool.
They are cool.
Which are your favorite dice?
I can't decide. I do think these ice ones are maybe like the...
clean.
Yeah. To be honest, I really like Storms as well. I don't
know. Ooh. Wolverines. Ooh. I think Wolverines are definitely my favorite.
Yeah, they are nice.
And Psylocke's are cool. That green with the pink is cool.
Yeah, I like all of them, to be honest. There isn't one I don't like. I wish Gambits were a little more white, but I could get over that. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for this kind of live random unboxing we're doing here. Again, if you want to see all the cards, I'm sure that they are online if you want to see. They're probably a pretty standard dice thrown deck of cards where each character, I think, has about 32-ish cards. So that is going to do it for this unboxing of both boxes of Marvel Dice Throne. We got Iceman, Psylocke, Storm, and Wolverine over here. And then Devin had Jean Grey Rogue, Gambit, and Cyclops. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next unboxing. All right, Devin, that was kind of a little random fun thing.
Fun. Yeah, I had a good
Does that
time.
make you more excited to play this game later, though? They're
I think
pretty
so. They're
difficult, complex characters
but
with cool dice.
I did 2 complex characters the last 2 times we played, and it wasn't hard.
Yeah, I think you had more fun with them.
I did.
Yeah.
Once you understand it, it's like, oh, it's nice they added something other than just the basics.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'm just going to grab all this stuff and set it on top of the box. It's a little messy. We'll clean it up later. I thought that was kind of fun, to be honest. All right. Well, what section even was that? That was a random new section of the day. I think that was games we're excited about, right?
Ah, yes.
So that's going to bring us to the news. Mini-Nuke, putting all this stress and pressure on Devin, who's closing lids, grabbing iPads, throwing links faster than anyone can sling links.
Except for Link himself.
Except for Link. Exactly.
All right.
The first couple news items are both PlayStation related before we get into the rapid fire section. This first one, I think kind of in a muted and reserved way, PlayStation has announced that they have opened a new studio, which they do not do very often. I think they have about 15-ish studios. You know, your Naughty Dogs and Sucker Punches and of the world, Insomniac and others. But we've known for a while that Jason Blundell, has been working on a game kind of in partnership with PlayStation, but it just came out that they actually funded and founded a new internal studio that he is the director of. He, according to this article from VGC, so props to them, and this interview with Jeff Gerstmann, who I think got the scoop. Blundell founded, or I don't know if he founded, he was the co-studio head at Treyarch and one of the lead creators of the zombie mode in Call of Duty and was with Activision for 13 years. So you have to imagine that the game that they're working on is probably a first-person shooter, I would imagine.
Sounds like it. Mm-hmm.
So, kind of a cool thing. The studio's name is kind of weird. It's, where is it here? It's Dark Outlaw.
Oh my goodness.
So, wow. Yeah, I don't know that I love the name. You know, it's not as... It's hard. Any name almost can sound really dumb at first.
Agreed.
But after you hear it a lot, you're just like, oh, that's the name. And some are better than others, but like, you hear Naughty Dog and you're like, oh, that's cool. But it might just be nostalgia with me. Maybe Naughty Dog isn't a cool name either.
Yeah, honestly.
Or Sucker Punch or anything like that. But Dark Outlaw does seem like a little cringe.
Yeah, some names will just never get there for me, like Walmart.
Yeah. And I wonder, too, if that has to do with your perception of, like, having bad experiences at Walmart and, like, bad customer service and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I really like Walmart, to be honest, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If they release a banger of a game, maybe we'll all love Dark Outlaw. But anyways, that was one bit of news. The other one is also PlayStation related. People Can Fly is a company that has made a few pretty well-known shooters. I think 2 of them were third person, Gears of War Judgment and Outriders. I think they also made another shooter that was first person called like Bullet Storm, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. They announced that they have signed an agreement with Sony as well to make a new game, codenamed Project Delta, using Sony's properties. So we'll see what that game is later. People Can Fly's like stock price or whatever went up a ton after this announcement, so I'm sure that helps them a bit. And I think Sony wants just everyone to know that, like, hey, we're still making new games, because they've definitely been slower to release games than Microsoft has been lately, because they've had so many of those live service kind of games blow up in their face, like what's the one called that everybody hated and they closed after like 5 days?
Oh my goodness.
The name's on the tip of my tongue. You know what it is if you're listening, but Concord. There you go.
I would have never got there, to be honest.
So that was one bit of news as well. All right, now, Devin, we're getting into rapid fire here. These are just kind of smaller things that we're just going to boom, 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 boom through. Because we're not a news station. We just like talking about games. So we're going to blow through these pretty quickly. So first up, I think, is this Microsoft announced that they're going to be releasing Copilot for gaming. They already have like this Copilot AI, I think, in Windows, where it can, I don't know, like help you Bing stuff, because everyone's using Bing, or like schedule things really quickly. I think it's an artificial intelligence just to help you save time. And this gaming one seems like it's going to be pretty similar. They have some screenshots here of like someone playing Minecraft. And I guess someone asked, okay, I've got some wood. What do I do with that? And the game says, craft the oak logs into wooden planks by opening your inventory and placing the logs in the crafting menu.
I'm going to be honest. I needed that when I started this game.
For Minecraft, it makes sense because it's like, I don't know, kind of weird with the cooking recipes and stuff. This one is, what's the best way to take out the beast? Want me to pull up a quick strategy guide?
Oh my gosh, please.
I don't know. Anyone that's listened knows I'm not a fan of artificial intelligence, really. I think it can do fun stuff, but I think it, I don't know. Without getting too much into that discussion, can be kind of detrimental to art and probably human jobs at some point. But so that was kind of a thing. I'm not really that interested in this. If I want a strategy guide for a game or a trophy guide, I will pull that up on my iPad or my phone while I'm playing. But I am an old man yelling at the AI cloud right now.
So. Yeah, you are.
All right, there was the Silent Hill presentation this last week. Devin, did you watch this Silent Hill trailer by chance?
I have seen quite a bit on this, yes. I was really shocked that there's already another Silent Hill game.
Yeah, it seems like Konami is working with a few different partners so that they can have quite a few things, because they had Bloober team do the remake of Silent Hill 2. And then this one is from a different team, Neobards Entertainment. I watched like the 10-minute video that had a couple trailer segments in it. I think the vibe looks really cool.
Same. I have also seen that there might be some pretty sensitive stuff in this. And so you like almost have, there's gonna like send you a warning basically, like, all right, before you play this, just so you know, it's gonna touch on these topics. And I'm like, it doesn't bother me. I've watched everything under the moon, but for like streaming the game or something like that.
Oh yeah, that makes it tricky, yeah, for sure. I do like a good horror game though, so I hope it's good. Sanako's hometown is engulfed in fog, driving her to fight grotesque monsters and solve eerie puzzles. I do like that the setting is in Japan as well.
Yeah,
very cool backdrop.
It's like OG, like not The Ring, but what's the other one? The Grudge.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what's the company here? It's Saber Team, or Saber Interactive, I can't remember their name, has said that they're still working on the remake of Knights of the Old Republic, which is awesome news, because there were a lot of like people that thought it had been canceled, because there were some articles that came out like a year or two ago saying that it was in trouble, and I don't know. Kind of hard to know what this even means at this point. They basically just said, like, we're working on a lot of games. Everything that we've talked about is still in development. We'll share more with you when the time's right. Okay, but I guess that's kind of good news. I do really like that game. I bet it's really hard to remake that game for an audience today, though. Because do you change it to not be turn-based? There are quite a few successful turn-based games nowadays, but even games like Final Fantasy have moved away from being turn-based, I think, so that they can reach a bigger audience. Because I think that being turn-based turns some people off, just like it kind of turns me off.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I got over that with KOTOR because of Star Wars, and I really like, Star Wars, so that kind of pushed me through, but I don't know. I think I would want it to be, I don't know, more active. So that might be what the struggle has been. Just totally speculating here. Okay, there was a Bloomberg article saying that some analysts predict that the Switch is going to cost $400 or more, but still expect it to have the biggest launch in video game history. I think this is a very safe prediction from these video game analysts. I also thought it was going to be $400. I don't think it will be more. With my years of wisdom over all these analysts.
That's crazy.
I'm just kidding. It would be crazy to say that it's going to have the biggest launch ever, though. I feel like I don't know, like the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 were also pretty big launches. The Switch has sold about as much as like the PlayStation 2, and I do think it's more of a family device. So it might end up being true, but I'm excited about this thing. I hope it's cool. I'm excited about their presentation in a couple weeks to see what the price finally is and what games are going to be there day one. It sounds like Microsoft is working pretty closely with the Switch. So what Xbox games are going to be on the Switch 2 at launch? Like
when Silksong drops on the same day,
that would be bonkers.
Yeah.
Don't get my hopes up though.
Oh, I would lose it.
That if they did, they would sell so many freaking copies of that game. Launch games sell very well for new platforms because there's just not as much available. Like if I go on the Switch 2 and there's 15 games available, those 15 games are going to sell way better than 2 years later when there's 10,000,
Yeah, and you're going to pick Silksong over Lacrosse 2025.
That is definitely true. As much as I love the Lacrosse.
Okay. Anyways, Power Wash Simulator 2 is coming to PS5 this year.
That is true. Yep, this was kind of a big announcement. The first one came out, I think, like 6-7 years ago, and it's been like a pretty big hit. Has lots of DLC, like even SpongeBob DLC, and things like that. So I didn't know if they'd ever make a sequel. I thought they'd just keep making expansion packs, but it is a full-blown number 2.
It does something to your brain, doesn't it?
It does.
To just clean that stuff.
Clean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a new challenge level for Astrobot. It is called Armored Hardcore. I haven't finished the game quite yet, so I'm not to these challenge levels yet, but I do appreciate that they just keep supporting this game. It did win Game of the Year, so I imagine they're going to try to support it for a while, and then when the sequel, Astrobot 2, or whatever it's called, inevitably comes out, they want it to be big, so they're going to keep this game around just by slowly updating it, I bet.
Do you feel like there's going to be an Easter egg to Armored Core in this? Is that a game? Is that the FromSoft game? Am I tripping?
Yes, I think that is the FromSoft game. I think there definitely will be my guess. I don't know. Cool. All right, next up. I got this email today, actually, so it's kind of cool to see this posted about. Playdate, a little yellow indie game machine. I have one right over there on my desk. I really like it. They had a couple of updates. Because of like the new factory and probably tariffs and stuff like that, they're increasing their price from $199 up $30 to $229. You have like a week-ish to buy it at the current price. And they're also starting to sell limited stock of refurbished units for $179. So I think those are really cool. They also announced that they're doing a season 2 of their like catalog drop, where like season 1 gave you, I think, 2 new games a week for 12 weeks. And I don't think you could speed it up in any way. It's like they auto download and come to your device in a week. And that was actually really fun for the first like couple of months I had my play date. I was like, ooh, what is the next game I'm going to get a week later? It's kind of a fun idea. So I'm excited to see what season 2 is. Season 1 was included with the play date. I'm curious to see how much season 2 costs. Like for 24 games, is that going to be like $70 or $100? I don't know what that's going to cost. We'll see. Warhammer Space Marine 2 was a pretty big success this last year. I really want to play it in co-op. It looks awesome, like Gears of War style.
Agreed.
I want to play it really bad once it's on a good sale. They announced number 3 is officially in development, so it must have done pretty well for them at Focus Home Entertainment. Cool, cool, cool. And next up, the release date for Croc, Legend of the Gobbos, which was supposed to come out, I think, late last year and then got pushed to this year, is April 2nd. So just like next 2 weeks-ish on PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. I'm very pumped about that one. I hope it sells well so that they do the second game as well. Love Croc. Very nice.
It's such an odd game.
It really is. What is that Gobbo? He's just like... He reminds me of the Fuzzles on Oddworld. Who's better? You like the Gobbo or the Fuzzle? You remember the Fuzzle?
Puzzle.
On Munch's Odyssey, they look nice like that, but then if you're a bad guy and you get close to them, they open their mouth with the sharp teeth.
I would need to see them side by side to decide who would win in a fight. I was also wondering who would win between Peter Jackson and George Lucas.
In a fight? Oh, that's hilarious. I love that image in my head. I'm probably going to pick Peter Jackson. I think they're both like kind of cool guys, but George Lucas seems a little more feminine to me. I don't know why. Just
I don't even know what either of them look like. I just know their names.
You don't?
No.
That's okay. That was a funny visual though. That caught me off guard talking about gobbos and fuzzles. Okay, PlayStation revealed 5 new indie games coming to PlayStation, and I think some of these look pretty cool. This first one on April 15th is called Forever Skies, and there is a co-op, I guess, in it. And I think you're flying like this and building your own little flying device. Kind of looks like Subnautica to me, but not underwater. You're like in the skies. And it looks like you also have weapons and there are enemies to shoot. So, I don't know, that could be fun. Build and control your air base. The next one on August 28th is The Nightling. For those looking for a classic adventure of a hero's journey, The Nightling is here to scratch that itch. I do like the artistic style here. It looks like it's kind of like a 3D action platformer kind of vibe. I'm in for that kind of vibe. Looks cool. Next is one called Possessors. An S in parentheses there. Fight to survive as a human who's possessed by a demon. This one doesn't have a video, but the art style just on that image is very cool. Kind of reminds me of like Hades.
Yes.
Mixed with like a little bit of anime maybe. But it's a fast-paced action side-scroller. From Heart Machine. Okay, yep, done. I'm in. Heart Machine, I think did Super Heart Light Drifter? Hyper Light Drifter. Is that the game? I think it's Hyper Light Drifter. Next up, I really like the vibe of this one. Don't know what that character is. His name's Ruffy and the Riverside, and it comes out on June 26th. Learn the origins of the magical swap ability. See how swapping textures in Ruffy and the Riverside changes how you approach platforming and combat. It looks like Banjo-Kazooie, but like kind of hand-drawn Banjo-Kazooie. It's like a 3D platformer, and you, like it says, you change like textures so you can turn like a waterfall into vines and then climb it. I think was one of the examples that they give here. It looks very odd.
It's like Paper Mario. He looks like he doesn't belong in the world. Yeah,
yep, I can see that vibe for sure. I kind of like it. What is he wearing?
That's his cowl.
It's his cowl. Yeah, yep, there you go. Batman has a cowl. Ruffy's got a... Was it Ruffy? Got a cowl? Yeah, Ruffy. Did that one have a date? June 26th. And then the last one is called Skate Story. And this one is from a solo developer named Sam Eng? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. There's a new gameplay trailer above, and it shows the demon made of glass you'll play through as you shred through obstacles in the underworld on your quest to consume the moon. There's actually like big boss fights and characters in this game. Looks very cool artistically. but I don't know a ton about like the gameplay. I really like skateboarding games. Like Ollie Ollie is like one of my favorites, and loved Tony Hawk growing up. But this looks a little, definitely a different vibe. So cool looking games though. All right, last week we said Split Fiction had sold 1 million copies in I think 2 days, 48 hours. Now it's sold 2 million in a week. Hooray!
Wow,
good for them. I do want to play that one soon. Looks cool. And then just a little shout out. We talked about new games coming to subscription services. They also rotate games out, so they don't stay forever. Animal Well, Tales of Kinzera Zao, Noir, Play With Your Food, Deliver Us Mars, Miasma Chronicles, Stray Blade, Canna Bridge of Spirits, and Slay the Spire. 2 highlights there, Animal Well for sure and Slay the Spire, are leaving PS Plus Extra on April 15th. So if you haven't played Animal Well yet, or Slay the Spire, man, play both of those before they leave on the 15th. Excellent, excellent games. All right, and then do we have anything? We got a couple other rapid fires. Okay, the Pokemon Twitter account posted this a couple days ago. Get ready to electrify your imagination in 2026. Lego Pokemon, I guess. Because Lego doesn't have enough money. But this will probably sell really well, just like their Mario collaboration does. I really hope that they do a ton of Pokemon, though. It'd be cool if you could like get like 500 of the Pokemon in Legos.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's a Tyranitar? Can I get him in Lego?
That's a Pokemon?
It is a Pokemon. He's like a big T-Rex looking dude.
I remember the original 150.
Yeah, I don't remember many others besides those as well. What's your favorite of the original? If you want a Geodude in there? You want a Sandshrew?
I like Machop.
Machop's
a lot.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't really know who my favorite Pokemon is. I think Mew and Mewtwo are cool. I think Abra's cool.
Yeah, I always like Squirtle and Gyarados, Kabutops. Can't remember.
Lickitung.
Yeah.
Cubone.
Yep. I liked, what is it? Ghastly, Haunter, and
Gengar.
I liked those 3 as well.
Yeah, there's some good trios in the 150.
There are. So I hope they start there. It seems like obviously they're going to start with Pikachu, which makes the most sense to do.
After the Peter Jackson fight, though, Hitmonlee versus Hitmonchan, who's winning?
I think Hitmon. Which one's the kicker?
Lee
wins that just because his legs are probably longer than arms.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to my head. All right. Moving on to board game stuff. I think that takes us right to
Crowdfunding Corner.
So
yes, sir.
I'm gonna pull up this link and then do our separate little start, which is a little cringe, but helps me cut out a separate video, which is
yeah, I think people get it.
Yeah, it's very helpful for me. So we'll keep doing that. So Devin, that brings us to Crowdfunding Corner.
Wow.
For the week of, what's today, March 19th? So it's going to be 2021, 22nd? No, that's not how math works. 21st, 2025. There are 7 games, I think, this week that I wanted to look at. There's quite a few of them. It's a busy week, so we don't have quite as much time to record as we usually do for this podcast episode, so we're going to go a little quick. So, first game here is Battle Pages. This is a single page game from, I think, the same guy that did, like, what is the other one called? It was a different one with the word battle in it. Same idea. And I think he's related to the company that does the 18 card games. What are they called? I have one right behind me. I'm just going to grab one. Button Shy. I remembered as I pulled it out. I think he was like part of Button Shy. Anyways, that was a tangent that doesn't really matter. In this game, you roll dice, and then you kind of put them on this grid. There will be enemy dice that are black, and then good dice that are a different color. You bring your own dice, since this is a print-and-play game. And the enemies will be in certain spots. The good dice will be in certain spots, and you can I think they said it's kind of like mixing, what do they call it? A match 3 puzzle with a battle royale and some other, like, they said a whole bunch of genres up top, but you're fighting the enemies, collecting the resources. I think if you're able to get the dice to be the same number and adjacent to each other, and when you roll them, there's kind of a grid that shows you where you'll place them. Cool idea. The other one that they did was fun. I played it a few times as well. You were kind of going through these dungeon. I think it was called dungeon pages. There we go. Dungeon pages to battle pages. The cool thing is you can get kind of their base set for $3, which gives you 4 different sheets. Or you can pledge up a little bit, and at the top pledge is $10, and they'll send you a new sheet each week for a year. So you get like new enemies, new worlds, new scenarios every week for a year, which is kind of a cool idea, especially if you like the core game. So that is Battle Pages on Kickstarter until March 29th. If you like games that are pretty simple, you print, one piece of paper, bring your own dice and a pen, and you're ready to go. Okay, next up is a big one. This company, IV Games or IV Studios, I can never remember their name, IV Studios. They make very pretty games. Devin, you've played Fractured Sky with me, one with the magnets and the ships. This is another one of their games, and it kind of continues in the same fashion with cool looking pieces. But at the same time, they make games that don't like overstay their welcome and aren't too complex. I like that balance that they have. This one's called Scales of Fate, and it's a 2-player, like it says here, strategic deduction board game. At the beginning of the game, you'll be given 2 like character cards. I think they call them like god cards or something, and so will your opponent. And you're trying to like move them around, but keep it secret which ones you're in control of. And you can score at the end of the game in 2 different ways. And so you're trying to watch what your opponent's doing to try and figure out which 2 that they are focusing on, while trying to not give away too much information as well. And where does the scoring? You're placing out these cool pieces, demigod servants, using god powers, writing down what you think is going on like this deduction piece of paper. Then at the end of the game, if you were able to get your 2 god pieces really far apart on this track, then you score the difference in points between those 2 numbers. Or if you were able to get them both on the same spot, you score the value of that space. That's a cool idea of like, it's not always the same, 2 competing like scoring agendas. I think it looks really cool. There's also a bonus game in here called Pillars of Fate, excuse me. And it's a 2-player lane battler with a little bit of deduction. I really like lane battler, so that sounds fun as well. So it's kind of like an add-on that you can also get in the same kind of world and vibe. They have the regular version, which is cardboard for most things, but still looks very pretty. Let me see if I can find the pledge levels right here. For $39, it still looks very pretty, just with the cardboard standees. And a single layer board that has holes in it, so the pieces do still nest in there. And then they have the fancy version, double layer board, wooden pieces, everything's like gold foil. Very cool looking. So, I don't know. I when a game looks like this cool, it's hard for me. I need to like watch a gameplay video because I get sucked in sometimes by their cool pieces. I really like Fractured Sky, but I haven't backed some of their other games. Luckily, my neighbor really likes the studio as well, and so he's backing it, so I'll probably just play his copy, which is just a little moochy of me, but I'm very excited to play it. It looks cool. That is Scales of Fate on Kickstarter until April 2nd. Okay, next up is a game called Art History that has a lot of backers. I was very surprised, almost 5,000 looks like a pretty simple game for 1 to 4 players, and it has a lot of different versions. In the game, you'll be playing these cards. I think one of the shticks of the game is it's like, I don't know, it kind of looks like, what is that English TV show? Abby. Alley.
Downtown Abbey?
Downton Abbey? Yeah, Downtown.
Downton. I don't know.
Downtown Abbey. Yep, love it. That's what the show should be.
Is that not what it is?
I think it's called Downton.
Downton? That's not a word.
It is over the ocean. Kind of has that kind of vibe to it. It's like crazy, like art portraits. Very pretty game, pretty pieces, and you're using cards to take pieces off of this grid of kind of azul looking tiles, but more like rigid lines instead of rounded corners, in order to like make different patterns and score points that way. It looks pretty simple as far as how it's played, and it's a race to 20 points will end the game. Cool thing here, they have quite a few different pledge levels. You got the base level, it's $40. Still looks very pretty with these cool boards and nice bag to hold some of the pieces. Then they get kind of crazy with it. They got the deluxe version that has fancier pieces that look even more like Azul pieces and fancier bag to hold them all. And then you got the jewelry box edition. It's $200. This one comes in this cool box, and the board is transparent. Very cool looking.
That looks so cool.
It does look very cool. It has like these elevated legs. Very cool bag again. I think they even have one fancier version. Oh, look at those like
wow
metal meeples. Then you got the jewelry box edition plus little artistry, which comes with like a little game for kids and families. They're calling it like a second game. So I don't know. It's got a lot of backers. I think the art is helping here quite a bit too. And yeah, I don't know. I need to look at a gameplay video a little bit closer. I think it looks cool. I'm not a huge like Azul fan, and that's the vibe I immediately got from it. So I'll have to see if it's one I'm interested in or not. But it's on Kickstarter until April 3rd. All right. Next up is Onward, the MOBA board game. This one is for 2 to 4 players. It's a competitive game, and they were inspired by games like League of Legends and Dota 2. I have not played a MOBA video game, so I don't know a ton about them other than there are lanes and like towers and things you're taking over. You usually work in like 2 teams, but this one doesn't look like it's team-based. It's competitive for all players, but being able to kind of constrain that to about an hour is probably a pretty difficult ordeal. They also have multiple versions here. For this one, I don't know a ton about how it would play. I would imagine a similar kind of vibe with controlling lanes and towers, since it's based on MOBAs. You're drafting from heroes, it looks like. Let's I do like how some of those minis look, but the mini version is pretty pricey. So I don't know. I don't know if a board game based on a genre of video game that I don't think I'm interested in is something I would be interested in. But if you are and like either that genre or games with lots of miniatures, then there are a couple versions here that might be for you. So that is Onward. I do want to see really quickly just what the price is for the other version. Rewards. Okay, so you got $40 for the standee edition, $90 for the standee edition with 3 like expansions. Oh, 110 for Sky Tier players. Oh, for people who already have the Sky Tier miniatures. Must integrate with them. All in for people that already have the Sky Tier stuff, and for people that don't, it looks like it's $190 or $250. So there's a lot of stuff in there. That is Onward on GameFound until I think also April 3rd. All right, was that the last one? I think we got 2-3 more. Cool. This one also has a lot of backers right now. Northgard Uncharted Horizons expansion. This is a 4X Viking board game, and it has new modes now, including a solo mode. I have not played Northgard before, and so I'm not going to spend very much time here on an expansion to this game. If you have played and liked this game, I imagine you kind of know what you want here. But it looks like there is more content, more miniatures, colored bases, new cards, wooden clan tokens, new map tiles, and that kind of thing for this game. So again, since we're kind of tight on time this week, I'll probably just stop it there. If you do want to get the base game as well, you can get it bundled too. So that is Northgard Uncharted Horizons on Kickstarter through April 3rd. Next up is a bit simpler of a game designed by Phil Walker Harding, who is a pretty prolific designer. In like the last 10 years, he did Sushi Go and Gizmos and, oh, they say right here, Emotep, and he's done a ton of other games. This one's called Misfit Heroes, and it's kind of a mix between like a Earth, where you're making a grid of 4x4 of cards and trying to combo them together. But then the cards are different each game because, let me see if I can show the image here. The deck of cards will be different each time because it's two cards put together, a card with a background, then a transparent card with a foreground, and they're put together in a sleeve. So you make the deck and it'll be different each time you play. After the cards are all built, then you will be trying to get these heroes, and you put them in your 4x4 grid, trying to combo them together, it looks like, based on the rows and the columns a lot of times. So pretty simple game, but I do like the transparent card idea. There's a lot of games going for that right now. We've looked at a lot of campaigns lately that have had that kind of shtick. But for whatever reason, looking through a card when that didn't seem like a thing that was possible, is a fun idea. So,
yeah, it really does look way cool.
Yeah. So that one is Misfit Heroes from, I think it's from AEG. Yeah, and they have a really good track record as well, so you could back that one with some confidence, I would imagine, on Kickstarter till April 4th. And then I think this one is the last one. This is a 2-player primarily. You can play it with 4 players if you get 2 copies or like the expansion, I think. A 2-player, what do they call that? A abstract game where you are putting out land pieces and volcanoes and valleys and stuff like that in order to hit a victory condition. Cool thing about this one is there's not a board. It kind of reminds me of this game I have called Hive, where one player plays with these black pieces, the other one with white, and you're building out this like hive from these hexagon pieces, trying to completely surround the other person's queen of their hive. A lot of these games were built with like, can we make something like chess that's like elegant and you could play, and it's always different from time to time, but there are like strict rules that you play with. So similar kind of vibe here. I like how it looks, and the gameplay looks pretty simple. On your turn, you take 2 different actions, I believe, if I remember correctly, and I like how it looks with the what are they called? Volcano pieces. You can also like throw a piece from one side of your volcano to the other, so you can throw your opponent's pieces around to mess them up as well. And yeah, it looks like 1v1 is the preferred version of the game. There is an expansion that has more stuff, planes. It's like brown pieces as well. So yeah, that one is what I say was called Landfall. Landfall, a cozy volcano island building game. If you like abstract games, I think that one is a cool idea, especially if you like games like chess or Hive, things like that. All right, Devin, we zipped through those real fast this week. Those 7 games here for Crowdfunding Corner. Which of those is going to be your pick of the week? Yeah, keep that iPad hidden from me and throw it up on the screen. And then we will all know simultaneously. Tough one?
I think it has to go to this game here, which is Scales of Fate. It looks cool. I don't know the mechanics perfectly. The pieces are sweet. And it comes with a free lane battler game.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's kind of hard to beat.
Yeah. It's not free, but
no, it's not free.
You get it like discounted and you can get it bundled together. But it is cool that it comes with a second like game as well. And we have really liked lane battlers lately. What have we played? We played a lot of Radlands and what's
Compile.
That one? Yeah, Compile. Good memory.
Not good, but it was good right there.
Hey.
And I'm sending you
your other pick? Okay.
Yeah, I think Misfit Heroes, the art of this game, like, pulled me in, to be honest. The art of some of the characters in the game look way funny. Look at that little orc thing.
Yeah.
And the aesthetic of a game can really do it a big favor.
Mm-hmm.
Just like artistry. The colors and time period or the era that was set in is so unique. And then they add this $200 version of a glass board with gold feet, and I'm like, oh, I need that for no reason.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Yeah, I really like this one as well. I think just so we have a third pick of the week. I'm gonna go with Battle Pages. Kind of give a shout out to a very small indie team, and I really like what they did with dungeon pages and that idea of getting like a new map once a week. Is really cool. So if it's a game that you're enjoying and having fun with, then it has quite a bit of variability that way. And you can even, there's an image here that kind of explains it. Even within each map, oh yeah, you can see here, you can trade out this left side of the map. The armies is what they're called. So you can mix and match different army sets with different maps. So even if you'll just get one new map, that one new map technically has however many armies worth of different versions because you're pairing those two like sides together. So pretty good value for $10 to get 52 versions of that. I think it's a cool idea. So that's Battle Pages for me. All right, Devin, that's going to do it for Crowdfunding Corner for the week of March 21st. 2025. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for number 52, celebrating a year of podcast episodes. All right, Devin, that's going to do it for the episode. Mostly, I think we'll do one round of the Gamedle, so we have a little extra content, some more stuff to clip out that I definitely haven't been able to get to yet. But hey, Gamedle's fun. For our audio listeners, thanks so much for listening, and sorry for throwing in an unboxing there in the middle that you wouldn't be able to see, but appreciate you listening regardless. And if you do want to see those cool dice and stuff, check out that YouTube video, either of the whole podcast or of just that unboxing on Gaming Top Down. All right, hopping over to the Gamedle. Trying to remember which settings I usually pick here, but I think we go with, there's a March update. New level selection on Unlimited.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
They have an easy mode now. Not going with that. We got normal, easy, impossible. Okay, let's just go back. Classic, Unlimited. I'm pretty sure that is, that's what we did. And we're going to do normal, like normal. All right, can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This is a pretty easy portion for it to unblur.
Mass Effect.
Nice work.
Something.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is. I would guess 3, but I don't know for sure.
Looks like a 3.
You played all of these.
I did. We had a
massive,
we had a mass play of these games.
Hey, look at that. Oh, it was number 3.
Cool. Oh shoot! Look at him.
Which one did you like the best?
3.
You liked 3
because the controls were so much more polished.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. That's Mass Effect, and look at us go. We're going for that 18 streak today. See if we can get that W. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? Devin, I know you've played this one, so I think you know what it is.
This is It Takes Two.
Yeah. That was a easy one as well, getting us to a streak of 2, trying to get to 18. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This one, fortunately, gave us Link's head.
Which makes this a lot easier.
Yeah, I think it's the A Link Between Worlds one from the 3DS. If I'm remembering correctly, I've actually never played this one because I never had a 3DS, but I've heard it was a really good one. 2013, crazy that is that long ago. All right, that's a 3 streak. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This is also a pretty easy one that it gave us.
Wow.
Who knows which of them it will be, but it's what is this one, Devin?
Is this Paper Mario?
I believe it is. I would guess the 1,000-Year Door just because it's the most famous of them, but I don't know which.
Sure.
Let's try that one. Oh, it is. There you go.
Nice.
The 1,000-Year Door. I remember getting this one on the GameCube from Target with our cousin long time ago. And then we got it home, realized it was turn-based, and he was not very happy about that.
Yeah. Peach looks cool in it.
I actually really like those. All right, can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This is a tricky one. Just gave us some blue sky.
Wow.
For some reason, my mind went like immediately to Civilization and like a giant statue of like a Roman emperor or something. But I really don't know. It could
Works for me.
It could be anything over there. So we're gonna go with Sid Meier's Civilization, and we're just gonna do. I think the newest one is 7. So whoops. So we're gonna go with 6. The one right before. Oh, it's not. But see, I was kind of right. It is a statue. Wow. But that's not the right franchise either. What are you then? I swear I've seen this statue head. Does that look familiar to you at all?
Is that a snapping turtle on top? Is that a lizard? Or is that like a...
Is that part of his nose? Or is that like a creature?
I feel like there's a creature on there. Like a amphibian.
Yeah, it does kind of look like one. Man, is it the Talos Principle?
I hope so.
I think it's the second one. Look at me go.
There was no amphibian anywhere.
There wasn't. It did look like it though. So I get it. I got this one for the PlayStation just a few months ago. I want to play it. All right, can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? We're on a streak of 5, going for a streak of 18. Devin, I think you started this game a couple years ago.
I don't know that maybe I did. Is it Vampire?
It is, yeah. Vampire. I don't know if you pronounce it differently with a Y in there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Probably
Vampire.
Vampire. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? Got like a frame, some parchment. Ooh, it looks like it might be
Elder Scrolls?
Good, yeah, good guess. I was gonna say like Morrowind or the Elder Scrolls. Which one do you want to?
It could be Morrowind.
Scrolls.
Or is it Oblivion?
Yeah, Morrowind or Oblivion would be my guess. I guess it could be like an earlier one, but I don't know. Which one do you think?
Morrowind.
Morrowind. Nailed it.
Yeah,
First try, baby. Hey, we're on a roll. That's 7. Just need 11 more for our new record. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred and the most important pieces from the game right on the screen?
Tetris.
Yeah, I think this one. This one will go pretty well. Maybe it's a different version, but no, it's Tetris. Wow, look at all those.
Oh, it was on everything.
Things it was on. I think the Game Boy is the most popular thing it was on, though. All right. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? That's a pretty iconic title to a game. I don't know if you've played this one.
Undertale.
Okay. Have you played it?
No, but on stream, someone asked me to play it today.
I've heard it's excellent. I've played like the first hour and thought it seemed fun, but for some reason I fell off. It's on the Vita though, so I'll play it there. All right, can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? I think I know this one, but I'm gonna
something frame. Mortal Frame.
Mortal Frame.
No. Oh, I know what this is, bro.
Yeah, it's Mortal Frame 3.
I'll never get it. I'll never.
It's a very popular free-to-play game that for some reason has been around for like 12 years or something.
Is it Frame?
It does end with Frame, yeah. There is a word in front of Frame.
Lethal Frame.
Not Lethal Frame.
I don't know. You can tell.
It is Warframe. Oh,
it was one word.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess it's technically 2 words, but yeah, they're together.
I'd have never got that. No.
Hey, that gives us a 10 streak, though. We're rolling. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? We just talked about this one earlier in the podcast.
Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think that one is Arkham Knight. Whoa, spell.
I never know the difference between the 3.
I think this one, it looks like it has the Batmobile there, and only the third one had the Batmobile. So, nice call, Dev.
Wow.
All right, that's a streak of 11. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? It's been giving us really easy ones today.
This has been nice.
Yeah. This is
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Is there more than one? No.
Yep, no, just that one. I really liked that one.
Good game.
It was a shorter Spider-Man game, but it was fun. All right, can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This might be tough. There's a lot of racing games.
Is it Hot Pursuit? Need for Speed Hot Pursuit?
Maybe, like...
or is it not?
Like this one?
Yeah.
It's not, but correct franchise. That becomes difficult because there's like 5,000 of these, which is what killed us with FIFA a couple episodes ago.
That was messed up.
I don't think it's Hot Pursuit or Hot Pursuit 2. I don't think it's Most Wanted. I know what that cover looks like. Wow, there's a lot of them. It looks like a more recent one than like the originals.
That's like a Gallardo Lamborghini, which is a little bit older.
We'll go with
whatever you think.
Payback. Let's just try Payback. It's not Payback. This is the one time it's not helping us out with the letters up top. It's just giving us more of that Lamborghini. Do we use our one-time clue or do one more guess first? I think we do one more guess first.
Yeah, probably one more guess first. I'm thinking it's Heat.
You think it's Heat
or The Run?
Which one you picking?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say The Run.
The Run. Oh, whoops. There we go. Need for Speed. The Run.
Dang it, bro.
With that many cop cars, I wonder if it's like Hot Pursuit 2. Because it does look. It looks like that's the focus.
It's a Hot Pursuit, isn't it?
And we guessed Hot Pursuit. Do we use the one-time clue?
You get to guess what one it is.
Should we use our clue, or should we just go for it with the Hot Pursuit 2?
Oh, man.
Oh, wait. There's 2 Hot Pursuits. There's Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Not to confuse you. I think we use the clue. Or we're probably gonna lose. Show the clue. Hot Pursuit 2.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah, that was a tough one. But luckily that continues our streak at 13. Can we guess a video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? I played this pretty recently and actually really enjoyed it. I think it came out for the DS a long time ago, but they remastered it for PlayStation and PC and Xbox. This is Ace Attorney. You play as like an attorney his famous line is "Objection," and you're like,
Oh shoot, that's a good line.
it's a visual novel, and there's a lot of talk and trying to solve cases.
You played this one?
Yeah,
Oh, so you know what it is then? Maybe?
I did. But now that we're looking at these titles, I think it's just this one.
It's just
nope, Justice for All. Right, it's got to be that one.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Justice for All. All right.
That's a weird game.
It is. Have you played it?
No,
Oh,
it just looks weird.
It is very odd, but it's kind of fun solving those crimes. Can we guess a video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? That looks like outer space.
I think it's Dead Space.
Ah, good call. Yeah, let's try that. I can say that looks like a broken something. The original?
Oh man, I don't know.
think it's the new one. Let's go with the original. Aha. It is the original. That severed arm. Pretty famous.
It's crazy when you see the whole image, it all comes together in your head.
Yep, I thought that was part of a spaceship.
I thought it was a weapon.
Ah. Oh yeah, we're at 15. We might get this. Ooh.
Yeah, you thought.
Can we guess a video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred?
Or he knows it. You know
Devin,
this?
I know what this is.
No, you don't.
I do.
Is this Ni no Kuni?
No, but I like the poll. I love Ni no Kuni. This is a Banner Saga.
What?
I don't know if it's 1, 2, or 3, but I'm going to guess 1 and be totally right, baby.
No one's ever heard of that. Except you.
I think it was pretty well loved, to be honest. I have not played it.
It looks cool. I like the aesthetic.
Yeah, I do too. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? What
Batman.
Oh, good call. Yeah, which one do you think?
The Batman.
I think it's the Batman Telltale game.
That's what I was... Yeah.
Which I actually really liked that one. That was one of my favorite Telltale games. Devin, we are tied with that famous 17.
Oh, wow.
Man, we're cruising. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This one would get us to our record of 18 without losing. And it looks like it looks like it's Jack and Dexter. Like, just the vibe.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like
colors.
like
the yellow hair
and the red little ferret dude.
Yeah, I think
right?
so too. Yeah.
That's just the first vibe I got there, but Precursor Legacy. Shoot.
Oh, wow.
That brings us to 18 and a new record. Let's see if we can get to 20. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? I have seen that frog before.
Really?
Yes. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with the name. Frogman.
Do you feel like you know what type of game this is? Like,
no. I just think I've seen the cover. I feel like it has the word little in it. Maybe not. Frogman.
Little Frog.
I don't know, Devin. Frog Detective 1?
Oh my.
Yep, I've definitely seen that frog, dude.
I've never seen that. Either has anyone else except you.
Well, I cheated a little bit with the frog search, but that helped. All right. Going on. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? Devin, this is definitely Gondor in the background there.
Something for Middle Earth.
The White City.
Why are there 2 L's right there? Basketball, Middle Earth.
There is one that was like a turn-based role-playing game that I really liked. And what was it called?
The Fall of Middle Earth.
No, it was
Do you think that's 2 L's?
could be an L and an E, like Battle for Middle Earth. Battle for
Yeah, that is an E. Yeah.
Aha, look at us go. 2004. I haven't played that one. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This game is goated. Love this game.
Fez.
Good
Is that
job,
right?
Devin. You were right. You can see his red little Fez right there, about to be unblurred. Guess. I love Fez. It's a good one. 21 in a
Fez
row.
candy.
It's a new record. Do you, though?
I think so, yeah.
I think I kind of like them, too. They're more like work than I want them to be. Like, take them out, and they're hard to get out of the wrapper. Then they're hard to get in the machine. You know?
I saw a trick for Pez. You're supposed to, like, shove it in the machine while it's
wrapped. I saw that, too, but I don't feel like it.
Yeah, someone Jimmy rigged that.
Yeah, I
Jerry
think
rigged, I mean.
Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? Luckily, that gives
This one's going to get us.
Oh, I don't
just
think we
because
will.
there's so many. Aren't there a bunch of Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, I guess that is a good point. I would probably just guess the first one, but maybe I'm not right.
It looks cool.
Oh, shoot. You're right. This is going to be hard because I have not played a Kingdom Hearts game. But Goofy there looking like you just got back from World War II. You know, He looks pretty cool.
He does look cool.
Oh, man. Kingdom Hearts. What do you think? Think it's one of the main ones? I don't think that's the cover for 3. So I would guess 2 or Melody of Memory, Birth by Sleep. Those would probably be mine. I don't know.
Go 2.
2.
Oh boy. Why are they at a city now?
Kingdom Hearts. Good question.
I think we go with the 2 memory ones.
You want Melody or Chain?
We'll be able to guess both ultimately, won't we?
Yeah.
I feel like Chain sounds better.
Chain of Memories.
Dang it, bro.
This is going to be what gets us, isn't it? Kingdom Hearts.
358 divided by 2 days. That's a weird name.
That's probably going to be the one it is. What one did we just do?
Chain of Memories.
Chain, yeah.
I don't know, man. Because you don't think it's 3. We don't know what the 358 is.
I'm surprised we can't see any of the.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
text.
thinking, is this going to be a short title?
Yeah, that is a good point. I don't know. What do you think?
I think we either go. Well, now at this point, I think we either go 3 or 358 by 2.
Okay. Want the weird one or the 3?
I feel like we want the weird one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 3.
Oh, crazy!
Wow, I can't believe that. All right, well, that's gonna end our streak at 21. That was a pretty good run, though. I did not think that's what the cover of number 3 looks like.
It's a cool cover. Crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right, and that's going to do it for episode number 51 of the Super Game Brothers podcast. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out the Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers, the giveaway at supergamebrothers.com. And we'll see you next week for our year episode, Devin. What fun thing should we do?
I don't know. We'll probably talk about something and it'll just be a normal episode.
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe we'll dress up. Maybe we can have a cake.
It would be fun to like try and do one of these live one time and like stream it to YouTube or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm always down.
We'll do something. Maybe we'll eat a birthday cake.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah, who knows? All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Until then, have a good one.